you for tuning in again to another Vampires and Vitae. As usual, we're going to start off with a little bit of a recap of what we've done. Siler, why don't you take it?
Hey everybody, how's it going? So, in the last episode, Danika and Rasputin found the left hand of God, and they started to parkour over the buildings on their way to the Queen's Theater, but they were abruptly stopped by a weird, evil tentacle monster. So the left hand of God created a protective barrier around them, and they started to try and find a way to either get through it or around it. Anna also felt that energy on her way to her place, and she didn't quite understand what it was, but she knew it was like old and very dark energy. But she did eventually get to the Queen's Theater before everybody else, and she found out somebody was in her place playing her piano. So there was a long scuffle about whose place it actually was and who had too many capes and this and that. Meanwhile, Day was in the sewers, as he does frequently in his life, and he actually fell into a sewer runoff. He was the only one to fill that role, so he took off most of his clothes and started to hoof it on foot, eventually meeting up with Danika, Rasputin, and the Left Hand of God. They were in the midst of battling this monstrosity. Day tried to use his obfuscate to sneak up on a woman who appeared to be somehow controlling that entity, but he lost control of that beast inside him and really had to force himself not to feed off of this woman, and instead ended up stabbing her directly in the heart. But he did manage to end that brawl. The tentacle monster dissipated, and as they were all getting collected, they looked over the alleyway and they saw this hulking bestial form slowly lumbering towards them with a mouthful of saliva and teeth, and slowly ambling towards the group. So Danika's really into parkour now. Day smells like shit. Someone's at Anna's place playing her piano. That's what's going on. That's what's happening. Welcome to Vampire.
I'm Sarah. I'm playing Danika. She's a Toreador.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Tyler. I play Day.
I'm Melinda. I play Anna.
You hear that howl again, Danika, and it is much closer, deep, and just almost ground shaking. You look over to the end of the street where your battle is happening. You can hear this too, Day.
Right behind me.
Yeah, right behind you. Immediately kind of assume it's just, Cerberus. But even you look at Cerberus, and he's like looking back at what is ever making this noise.
Yeah, like I whip my head to the side while I'm holding, mid-fight. And I just kind of take a quick glance and get a quick look at whatever it is, and then right back to it.
Around you, the chaos is still erupting with the now single tentacle banging across. It's like a wounded animal. It seems to be almost more chaotic motion than it was even before. But hurting it in the way that you have obviously did something to it, but you've pissed it off, whatever it is. You looking over to Cerberus, Day, you can see Cerberus cower, and you see in the blacked out street, walking your way, a figure of 7'9", 7'10", hulking shoulders, just this black silhouette. You see the same thing, wide shoulders, just tiny waist, short, not human-looking legs. They seem to be almost turned backwards, as if the knees aren't in the right place, the disjoints, hooves, paws is the only thing you can describe it, these huge claws that are walking up to you, and you see as he walks a little bit closer, you catch a little bit of the light gleaming off an extended muzzle of a mouth and the silver of saliva dropping to the ground. White fangs that glisten into it.
Huh. Gross.
That's going to be the action. All right.
She jumped in the mouth of a god. I don't think you're going to get more than gross out of her.
Yeah, right. You look up and that what you refer to as like almost a soap bubble or a sphere of some form of power that you know that's coming off of a godly power is since the other tentacles aren't around to push it back, every time that single tentacle that's left can't get to it, it pushes down faster and faster. The tentacle tries to swat it out of the way, and it does stop the attack, but as it tries to attack you guys, that gives the bubble one more chance to try to push this thing. It almost feels like it's trying to push it back into the void that it came from. We're going to pick up with Day. So you're still in this moment of will they, won't they. And it's your...
Strength and melee?
Yep. Oh, this is just strength.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. I have one success.
No.
As you're pushing, that moment that you have this new presence that's come in distracted you enough that they were able to turn the side along. And it's not pointed up to you, but now the blade is in between the two of you. It's like more on a parallel, like lane in between her chest.
Okay.
We're now going to go into Danika. What are you up to?
I just fell on the ground.
Yeah, but you didn't stumble. You're good. You still have this big tentacle swapping around. And you've seen Cerberus now cowering from this new creature that is at the end of the street. It's walking slowly towards you. And you notice as it gets closer, he has a huge, thick chain wrapped around his body. And on both ends, he's dangling it as if it was a whip.
Can I do like an insight check to see if he seems threatening at all?
Sure, absolutely. Why don't you give me your wits and insight?
Yeah, no successes.
He seems imposing. He seems outrageously dangerous, but you don't know what he's walking towards. You know, this could easily be a threat for you.
I think I'm going to deal with the more present threat of this squid thing.
Okay.
Try to stab the last tentacle to give it enough pause that they can push it back into the portal.
Okay, no problem. Let's do a dexterity and melee attack. Sorry, no, strength and melee for your sword.
Okay.
I'm looking for this thing's now become more like trapped into a corner. So it's going to be a little bit. It's like a dangerous creature that's like cornered. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking for 2 7s for this to hit.
Okay. 4 successes?
4?
Yeah.
Yeah, you slice through. It's just the tip though, but that part falls, and again you see that the icing effect on the part that you've cut off that's no longer attached to what's left. It is definitely hurt. Still flopping around the whole thing, but like the piece clicks together, freezes in that moment, and then shatters and turns into a black smoke. All right, you got one more with this girl.
Oh my god. Mm-hmm. Here we go.
If not, this is being turned up to you.
Yeah.
Yours. I have a 1, so
3 successes.
all right. So like you can feel that moment of her being like taking advantage of your
That lapse.
lapse of like presence, turned it that aggression you were gonna take her bite into her neck with. You use that just to plunge it into her heart.
I was going to slowly drive it down.
You don't, and the body goes limp.
I'm going to scream very loudly, just like as it.
Sure,
once she
absolutely.
stops moving, it's just I'm just like.
Yeah, trying to get rid of that true aggression
Yeah.
that you were feeling just a little bit. It makes you feel a little bit better just being able to scream that out, and you did just eviscerate her. So
Yeah,
I mean,
that's why. I went with
yeah,
that,
that works fine.
And I'm going to grab the book that she had. Did it fly out of her hand, or is it next to her?
It's next to her on the ground. The body doesn't like disintegrate or anything. The book is on the ground. It appears to be a older book with a blue covering and a brown spine.
Oh, Rasputin might like this.
Old, like from wear and tear, you can't make out the title. There probably was some gold leafing on it at one point or another, but there's just not enough of that image that's left.
Yeah, I'm holding that in my other hand, so it's one hand I have the Bowie knife still dripping in blood, and the other one I have that book, whatever it is, with the intent. I'm gonna give it to either Anna or Rasputin.
Okay, no problem. As you do that and you kind of bundle the book, you look back to see where this creature was that you were looking at. It is now in the air, and it has jumped onto, as you had done earlier, to the last part of that tentacle, and it is climbing itself up to like the portal. It looks like it gets about to be shook off. It just digs its claws in too deeper. This is a massive beast. Like, you could barely get your arms to the side of it to ride it. This thing is hugging it. Like, it has it from underneath, from its outrageously long reach, and it's just constantly bringing it up to the top, and he gets right to the portal. As the soap bubble from the top comes in and pushes it in, you can just see it take both of his claws and brings it from side to side, from shoulder to shoulder, ripping it in two. As it does that, the portal seems to shimmer for a second, almost become a perfect mirror, and then that shatters, just like you've seen the tentacles in itself from there. The illusion, or whatever that was, fades, and this hulking beast falls in front of you.
I'm gonna walk up as gross and disorganized as I am, and I'm just be like, "Hey, buddy, I really hope you're on our side, because I don't know how much more of this I can take."
Oh, hey.
Why do you always look like you were never in a fight?
Toreador, man, I don't know what to tell you.
He turns. You see, like, you don't want to, like a cat or a dog gets really, like, on guard. He has a perpetual mohawk that goes up that center part of the
That
hair.
pursly-
Yeah, that pursels up when you're, when a dog is upset or something, like when he's definitely agitated. And you see the figure start to shrink a little bit. The mohawk staying pronounced, oddly. He comes down to more like, he was like more of like a hulking man wolf form. He gets smaller, shorter, coming down to around 6'1". Stops getting shorter. The shoulders become more humanoid. You can see the knees turn back into like pop. The bones like crunching and remaking themselves. Definitely a scowl or a growl, and not friendly eyes as he looks at you. Standing before you is a 6'2" gentleman. He has very dark brown hair, piercing brown eyes, 5 o'clock shadow, and a square jaw. He's wearing a Letterman jacket, tattered, maybe like from like the 80s kind of feel, with the emblem. What would have been like in a punk way, the studs and rhinestones. Instead, he has different uni pens all the way across. Obviously, he doesn't like actually got all of these. This is just how he decided to decorate the left side of the lapel of that jacket. No shirt underneath, and brown slacks. And that same, now especially on a much more humanized sized person, a thick chain that wraps 3 times around his body, from shoulder to hip. Standing there in his Letterman jacket, he sniffs, glares directly at you, staring over this vampire day.
Next to the body, but I have the knife is dripping blood, and I have the book next to me.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of standing there.
Looks over to you, Danika, and you see a little bit of growl come into his face. Eyes slant down, brow furrows.
I look at him and I...
Would you like to?
I have 2 questions. One, can I roll a witch check to see if I know that this is?
Sure,
You
absolutely.
know, just to see
No
if I
problem.
can, without a doubt. You know.
Let's go wits and occult, actually.
Okay.
Can we both, since we're both looking
Yeah,
at
yeah,
him?
yeah, that's fine. That's fair.
Four successes.
Wow. No.
No successes.
Yeah, I got a 1.
You're a little overwhelmed with what you've done, and you know that this book may be important, so you've essentially just seen a monster, the fangs, everything, just the impressiveness of this creature coming back down. I mean, you're a little out of your wits of it to really associate what this is. Danika, from like just urban myth, just from the books and the Twilight series and all that stuff, you're like, oh, it must be a werewolf. You know what I mean? Like, Dante's really never talked about it. Pops has never really talked about it. But just from you seeing a giant hulking wolf man shrink down into a smaller, still very,
Maybe kind of dumb, but I know what a werewolf looks
yeah,
like.
exactly. I mean, like he's like old school pompadour, jet black on his hair. I mean, like, so huge transformation essentially from what he was. You put that together. The fears just kind of impeding some of your reasoning there, Day.
I am going to, because I don't want to get into another fight.
Yeah, he takes a step forward.
I'm actually going to compose myself. I'm going to wipe the blood off of my knife and put it away. And because I have Blush of Life, which makes me look alive.
That was the difference in the smell.
Yeah, and I'm gonna slowly walk up to him with my hand extended, like a greeting.
Yeah.
And as I'm walking, I'm just like, "Thank you very much. I don't know if we could have handled that by ourselves. My name is Day."
He does that like dog trying to figure out something, head tilts, is looking at you, really interested. He goes, "Aren't you a strange one?"
I mean, aren't we all a little strange?
He looks over to you. You don't seem to keep that good of company.
Well, I think that we would both agree that loyalty is what's most important.
Ha! Because he's a dog?
Yeah, you hear a growl like from him. He spots Cerberus.
Our company's not that bad.
Taking you guys all in. You seem to be a motley crew. What are you doing here in London?
My hand is still extended.
Yeah, he hasn't taken it yet.
I'm still holding it out. I'm like,
Dude, I don't know if you've noticed, but the world is falling apart.
Oh, I've more than noticed. This is
unfortunately, unfortunately, we've been going around trying to figure out where is and isn't safe, and unfortunately, it seems that your city has suffered the same fate as ours.
Where are you
Hand
from?
is still extended.
He takes your hand like slowly, and he brings you in closer as he does it. Even as a man, this is a jocked out as far. I mean, this. Yeah, he also does leg day. You know what I mean? He's all the way built up, just big hand, mid of a hand, brings you in close. Where are you from?
Most recently, Las Vegas, but we've been doing a lot of traveling lately.
And he looks up. You're with a priest. And like you look over, and like the hand of God is just like peering over the thing. Like waves. He waves back. Over pops Rasputin's head. And he goes, "Ha! You son of a bitch!" You look over and like,
Ooh, got him.
Yeah, right. Like a big smile erupts from this massive, man, and he goes, "Rassi, is that possibly you?" And looks,
Oh shit, he knows Rasputin.
yeah, right. Like Rasputin looks down and he starts scrambling down the pathway, the hand of
rain
God.
gutters,
Yeah, right.
just
Yeah,
like-
exactly. Just scurrying down what's left of this building that you guys have pretty much destroyed. The hand of God is not nearly as apt, and you see Rasputin being pretty spry. You know what I mean? He walks.
You priest boy, just jump, I'll catch you.
Yeah, right. Like the priest is like still in his very dirty robes. "I'm fine, just taking my time. This is not normally what I do on a Tuesday." And,
Is that what day it is?
yeah, right.
what day is it?
Canon. It's now Tuesday.
I do look at the werewolf and I'm like, don't worry, we're all kind of against him. Don't worry.
yeah.
We keep him around, but trust me, we're not exactly friends.
Rasputin comes down and Rasputin's not like a small guy, but tries to give this guy a hug, and hands definitely don't reach around this barrel-chested man. They're like, "How long has it been?" They start, talking back and forth, the how you doings and whatnot, as the left hand of God makes his way down the fire escape and finally finishes.
Rasputin, you know this guy?
Of course. Like, we used to get drunk here all the time. It was fantastic, especially during the Ramones. Incredible music.
Is he
love
safe?
the Ramones.
Like,
Like as an anarchist, for Christ's
yeah,
sake.
right. I mean, yeah.
I lived punk music.
The werewolf looks over to you and goes, like, it's not exactly hard to tell. I mean, like,
Yeah, I'm covered in dirt.
Yeah, right.
It's all
Yeah,
fucked
yeah, right.
up,
Yeah.
and Still got the eyeliner on. It's,
It's like, oh yeah, like, you know, it's not very often that our kind get along, but, you know, I'm a little bit weird. Here, Jake here is a little bit weird, you know. So our paths have crossed, and he was always a good guy, especially in mosh pits.
You said his name's Jake.
Yes, Jake King. He is
My first dog's name was Jake.
like. I would like you to roll a composure roll. Could you swear for a second Jake's face turns towards you and has a slight transformation?
Transformation.
transmutational.
Yeah.
Transforms.
Animorphs.
Yeah. Just for a second, you can swear that you see that feral aspect of him comes out again.
Oh, I got no successes.
Yeah, no successes. You take a step back. Rasputin sees this whole transfer and he goes, ha ha ha, we're all friends here, okay. Jake.
Don't mind her. Jake King, you said? She jumped into the mouth of a god, and now she just kind of does this. But I think she's good at, a good person down there somewhere.
Fuck you, Day.
Yeah, fuck you, bitch.
He looks down, like just taking you guys in, sees Cerberus and like gets down like on his knees and puts his hands on the ground. And
Cerberus, go say hi.
Say hi, Rex.
Cerberus just slightly comes up and come say hi, Rex. And then the little boy comes up to you. His name's Rex, I told you.
Oh my god, no, it's not. Why did you have my dog?
I made a deal that he could name it Rex if, he took me where I needed
Oh yeah,
to go.
shake hands, the whole thing. Dog's name's Rex.
Fuck you, Day.
Yeah, right?
I'm sorry I have to keep saving your dog.
I'm pretty sure he saved you. I saw you riding him down.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They're having a quiet, growling conversation. It doesn't seem like mean, but they're back and forthing to some degree or another.
Can I understand Cerberus at all at this
You
point?
can understand Cerberus, and he's using bigger words than he normally would, trying to sound intelligent. You can see Cerberus's tail is wagging with the bow tie
What
on
does
it.
he say?
Yeah.
Pancake.
Yeah.
Beefcake.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Say pancake?
Yeah, right. You hear big metal bird from Cerberus. You said double bow tie, and you hear and he's like, I was pony, and then
I was pony.
yeah. And you
I
hear,
swim through sky.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. I swim through sky. You know what I mean? Like exactly. You hear essentially
Cerberus, the
like
sky swimmer.
I mean, like, it's like big snake. Don't like snake. You know what I mean? Like you hear kind of like a catch up of what he's been through throughout the time that all of this has been going on. And at the end of it, Jack King stands up and looks at you with a no longer aggressive stare, Danika. It's more of a, all right, someone's vouched for you that, it's not going to lie to me. I'm definitely the alpha in this relationship between, although outrageously large dog, but a werewolf, and this is, all right, cool. Like, what? And he looks over to Rasputin and to you guys. It's like, why are you in London? We've been having more than enough problems. Probably the same thing in Las Vegas.
I don't know. Rasputin said it was a good idea. Actually, Anna said it was a good idea.
Well, I said no such thing.
Oh, that reminds me. And I just throw the book at him.
And he catches it.
I don't know if you know this, Jake. Vegas is gone. Russia's gone. Tokyo's gone.
Tokyo's not gone, Danika. Tokyo is just kind of messed up right now.
Tokyo's real fucked up right now.
There you go.
So now we're here.
But for what?
Well, we couldn't go to Egypt.
Well, right now, at the moment, we're trying to get to Anna's place, Rasputin. We need. She's probably away. Hopefully, she's there. But If she is, she's probably waiting on us.
Rasputin goes, oh, yes, like Queen's Theater. Like, I
Yeah,
have
that's the
been a
one.
long time since I've been here. So, and Jake goes, I probably, I mean, it's not going to be the safest route, but I can take you down there, no problem.
It's got to be safer than whatever just happened.
He looks down at the dead body. I was under the impression that the Sombra were extinct. I didn't know the bloodline still lived.
Didn't the Lasombra join the Camarilla? What was she doing attacking us?
Well, for this was more of a Sabbat, which was probably before any of your times.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Well, hopefully, Mr. King, that was the last of the bloodline, and I give him like a little nudge.
All right.
Yeah.
Smiles down at you. But a pretty big task killing a Lasombra, you know. I mean, they have very otherworldly powers, especially not knowing what they were in the first place.
Yeah, it helps if you just bum rush him.
I can see that. Queen's Theater, you said.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. We'd be able to regroup and fill you in on everything that's happened. Probably be best to when we have everybody accounted for.
He nods at everybody. You know, now you have both of your groups have come together, and he starts leading you down the streets of London. You guys feel much more comfortable seeing the brutality of the size, and obviously, you know, just his presence and this little boy that's still riding Cerberus.
He's still just like...
Yeah, you definitely have, you know, a little bit more of a guided, nice feeling that you don't have to be in the sewers or rooftop to rooftop. You feel comfortable. Every once in a while, one of the zombies come out, but either is obviously eviscerated or like decides to like, oh, I'm just gonna take the next street. You know?
Even in its feral mind,
Yeah, it is
like,
feral
that's a
mind. Like,
bad
no,
idea.
I mean, like that's quite a first single, but you end up pretty much unmolested walking your way down to
Well, that's a first.
to the Queen's Theater.
Did you still want to try and communicate with Rasputin?
Well, no, not if they're on.
En route.
Yeah. Don't want to waste the blood point.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Just got him back.
All right.
So we're at the Queen's Theater?
Yeah. No. So Anna, you've convinced Vol to sit down on the couch, and you have brought out what is essentially a small surgeon's kit. You know, you have gauze, you have scissors, you have a scalpel, you know, thing to suture up, that kind of stuff. You don't exactly need to have, you know, the cleanest workshop because you're working on the undead, but you know, like you do have tools in front of you. Then he's sitting down, and you tell me what you're trying to do to this man.
Well, I mean, it's kind of gross having to look at that eyeball that's leaking of the ooze.
And that would be why I wear the mask. It's
Right, but when you're not wearing the mask, like right now, I mean...
I generally wear the mask. It's,
right, but...
even in the painting, which you're so fond of.
Here's what I think you should let me do. I think that you should let me stuff your eye socket full of some gauze, and that will stop the leaking for a little while.
Well, that doesn't sound horrible.
I'm sure, but I mean, it might not be so bad. Have you tried it?
No, I just attached a little piece of gauze to the bottom of my mask, and it just catches it.
Right, or you can stop it right at the source. Have you ever tried to apply pressure?
I mean, do you know surgery? Is it a thing that you've covered in your life, or?
Yes.
It doesn't sound that's a try. Okay, if you'd like this to happen,
or-
yeah. I mean, like, yeah, let's do. Yeah,
That's a manipulation roll if I've
yes,
ever heard it.
absolutely. So we're gonna do manipulation and subterfuge, or are you lying? Like, actually, are you lying? Like, what is your medicine?
1.
So you probably sutured stuff, but you've never done anything like this,
Right.
So you're trying to manipulate him. So that would be subterfuge and charisma.
Charisma.
You're looking for 2 7s.
All right. I got a 1 and I got a 10.
All right, almost there.
No, don't do it.
And he goes, I don't know. Could you?
I think I have a book. Can I look for the book? And if I find the book, will you let me do it?
You have one chance to pick out one book, and that book has to have it actually in there.
Okay.
If you can do that, then I'll say.
Because, I mean, I used to look after the humans, right? The ones that I used to keep here so I could have a little snack. I used to keep them here, so...
How often did you put a rag underneath one of their eyes, inside their eye socket?
Well, I mean, that never really came up, but, I mean, I did have to stuff a few other things.
He's... Right.
Ew. Sorry. Oh my god.
I was trying. I'm just here for the ride.
Okay, then.
She's not right.
Yeah, right. Okay, so...
How do you think she made the chandelier?
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, she's an interesting individual. Let's do an intelligence and investigation roll. You're trying to remember exactly where you left this book. He's only give you one chance.
Where did I leave my book?
Right, so...
I mean, it would make sense that it's in the bathroom with the equipment, but it doesn't make sense because...
I want 3 6s on this.
It's also been 10 years.
Very good. Reading it. Reading the toilet.
He added his own books and all spam.
Yeah, and maybe it's still in the bottom shelf on the case over there. How many did I need?
3 6s.
I got the 1 9.
No, it doesn't work.
Wow.
You go over, and, like, he's watching you, and...
You changed all of my things around.
Let's just... And you hear,
It used to be alphabetical in reverse.
It's... How does that possibly make sense? But you've...
First aid, you have it under A for aid, and it was always on the bottom shelf.
You hear the door open, and, you know, in walks first the prince.
Oh. Well, I'm glad that you made it.
Quiet. And then behind them...
Did you just say quiet?
I said, quiet.
All right.
Quiet. And he walks up. And do you happen to have a place to straighten up at all? And
Do you want some other clothes?
The left-handed god walks up. Yes, actually, that probably would be a fine.
Okay, just wait.
So they're together. In walks the rest of your group.
Okay.
I bust in. Please stop playing on her piano, man. Please get out of her place.
No, it's fine. We moved way past it already.
Anna!
But listen, I have a really fun idea. Danika, I need you to come with me for a minute.
Oh boy, what are we doing?
Just come with me for a minute.
Okay.
And then if anybody knows how to stuff an eye socket full of gauze, that guy needs your help. His name is Vol. And he lives in my place now.
Vol, like a rodent?
Volume?
Oh.
He lives in my place now. I guess we're going to be roommates because, I mean, we're all just going to stay here, right? I mean, my place is fantastic.
I do really like the red curtains. It's such a nice color.
Isn't it calming and warm?
Oh, Nosferatu. What up, dude?
Right?
Yeah, he's
I just
put
know
back-
I've spent so much time in like the bottom of space. I would just immediately
Yeah, right.
know.
You catch part of his necrotic features as he puts back on the mask, and he's like gestures grandly. Goes, "Welcome to my home."
No,
our
whoa,
home.
whoa, whoa.
Welcome to
Yeah.
our.
It's Anna's
home.
place.
I will
we've
settle
had
for
discussions.
our place.
Our place. Welcome to our place.
We'll be like Will and Grace. It'll be so fun.
Where did you get this guy, Anna?
I didn't get him anywhere. He just showed up.
It's squatting laws. We've already discussed. Anyway.
You were living in her place?
Yes.
Anna, you don't lock your doors?
Of course, I locked my doors.
It was
he just
open when we got here.
broke all of the things. And then, you know what else he did? He touched my piano. He was wearing my cloaks.
Are you guys talking about this as you walk up in a certain direction?
Yeah.
or-
And then he painted over my portrait on the wall.
Oh, do you want me to kill him?
No,
I'll
it's
kill him.
fine.
Like to you,
It's
Day. He goes,
fine.
it was really a horrible painting. You know, it's out of your earshot. Just dismal, honestly.
Yeah, well, you know, she's a lot stronger than she looks. I have seen her do some things, man.
Are you talking about Danika or Anna?
Anna.
You do see Lawrence. He has like an arm and a makeshift splint.
Oh shit! I'm gonna run up to him. What happened?
Oh, fell out of an airplane.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Did I see that? Were you writing Cerberus? The last thing that I saw.
Off the record. Yeah, it was dope.
kind of looked like it. Even as I was plummeting to my death, it was a very interesting sight.
Yeah, it was nice.
What happened to you guys?
Well, obviously nothing happened, as you can see, as I'm just shirtless, covered in tattered and fucked up.
You might want to ask Anna if there's a bathroom because, I mean, my sense of smell still works perfectly, and I gotta say,
Yeah.
did you fall into a sewer or
Ran through, fell into, ran down this street, fought a unspeakable atrocity of horror, stabbed a woman in the heart, and that guy over there is a werewolf.
It must be Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he
Sounds
looks
about right.
he looks over to Jake, and Jake is a little uncomfortable. This is not his preferred group of people to be surrounded with, so he's definitely on edge. That mohawk of hair, like as it would be if he was in a wolf form, is standing straight up.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, if you don't mind.
All right. He knows exactly where it is. He's like, it's right over there, like right to the left.
Excellent.
You run into Jessica. She's finally coming back with the towel. She actually did get lost.
I'm gonna grab the towel from her as she walks
All
by.
right, fair enough.
She got lost in the one hallway.
Yeah, right.
I'm literally, as she's walking by, I'm gonna pull in and just be like, "Thank you."
Rasputin goes, "Hey, what happened to the painting?" You guys are now walking up to.
Where are we
Where are
going?
you guys walking up to?
We are going to the costume department of the theater.
Oh, are we gonna play Phantom now?
We've got to get clothes for everybody to change into. So we're going to just find whatever we think will fit everybody.
Oh, this is good. Oh, let me pick out Day's clothes, please.
No, we'll just take back a whole bunch of things and then we'll see what everybody ends up picking and see if we can guess right.
Okay, you guys take the spiral staircase up and go a couple doors. Takes you a second. Has been 10 years. You go down one wrong hallway.
They
come
moved it
back,
a little, maybe.
yeah.
It was to the
You
right,
walk in.
now it's to the left.
Yeah.
Okay,
Renovations.
yeah, well, I've got no idea where we're going, so.
Open the door, click the light. You see row after row of things from the opera, things from modern day shows, things from Kinky Boots, things, newsy caps, the whole thing.
We've got to bring the prince these boots, don't you think?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys decide what you do pick up. It takes you about 10 minutes, and you come downstairs with a smattering of options. What have you grabbed?
I mean, we had to get some of the, most ridiculous and flamboyant looking clothes that we could find, some period pieces, and then we grabbed, some of the more normal things that you would find from, West Side Story, and, jeans and t-shirts and jackets and sneakers and things like that, which is what everybody will probably wear because everybody is so boring, but we are going to bring down some of the really weird
I
stuff.
did
too.
find a powdered wig, and I put it on Anna's head.
And I'm like, I know now I really look like a princess, right?
Oh, look, I found 2 masks from the Phantom.
Ah, right?
I put mine on.
Okay, no problem. Any other specific items that you're trying to think to convince people to wear or not to wear?
Nothing really too
Enough capes for everybody.
Yes. But really nothing too specific. We just really wanted to make sure that everybody had a change of clothes. So it really is just like a whole bunch of mishmashed
Okay. All right.
odds and ends and bits and pieces.
Well, you guys make it down the spiral staircase. Arms full of garments and boots and interesting pieces and not so interesting pieces.
I grab a new bow tie for Cerberus.
That works. Fantastic. You come downstairs. The rest of you groupers getting to know each other, the people that don't know. You're quite a large people and starting to actually fill up this already expansive area, but you're seeing everyone together because you were just kind of separated. Now you have even 2 new people that have joined. And yeah, I'd like you both to make an awareness roll, please.
7, 8, 3.
5, 6, 7.
So 2 over 6 successes for both of you, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Both of you guys are walking down because you did just kind of slightly pick out outfits for everybody. You both realize that you are missing 2 people in your party right this second. You're missing the Walking Saints, and you are missing the Justicar.
Danika, did you pick out something pretty for the Justicar to make him look fancy?
I actually haven't seen him yet.
What do you mean? It's not with you?
No? I thought he was with you.
No.
Well, because Day showed up when we were fighting the big squid thing.
He's not with Day?
He wasn't. So I figured you had the Walking Saint and the Jessica,
Boris
right?
Goals, he was not with us. We didn't ever see him.
We're missing 2 people. We're missing the Walking Saint and we're missing the Justicar then.
Well, considering we fall out of plane, this is not the worst story, you know?
Well, I mean, should we go try to find them? Should we stay here for a little while longer?
Jake Keane speaks up and goes, he's like, honestly, this is, I mean, you all kind of feel free to do what you want, but Rasputin would be, as a friend, I would say that you might want to come back with me. We have central location a lot more guarded with some of my brethren, if you will. It's not just your types that are scary in the streets anymore. We have other things that usually my kind holds back, but they're starting to cross over, if you will.
Okay, but like, would we find a Justicar and a Walking Saint there, do you think?
How about you leave them a note? Says Val. I mean, you hate my painting. Might as well just leave it as big as you'd like. I'll even bring you a brush.
What do you mean? You want me to paint a message on the wall over your painting?
I'm just saying, if it's not safe for us here anymore, and I only own half of it after all, we might as well go to this gentleman's house.
Okay, you don't own any of it. I'm letting you stay here. You are going to have to pay some rent. Okay, but let's talk about that later. We can make the arrangements.
Just leave him a note.
Make up the lease
It's just-
agreements and all of those kinds of things. But,
Would you like a security deposit?
I mean, probably. Anyways, we'll talk about it all later.
I'm standing behind her very menacingly, looking back and forth from him to the piano.
He seems to not give a fuck. He's very self-assured.
But what, I just don't want I don't want them to get lost.
So, Mr. King, was it? Can you draw a map of where we are and where we're to go? Or maybe perhaps an address? And the king goes over and makes a small sketch of the streets of where they need to go. He's like, will this work? Hands it to you, Anna.
I hope so. I know they're both pretty smart guys.
Did they even know that you're coming here?
Everybody heard me talking about the Queen Theater, and everybody knew that I had a place here, and then everybody else found us here, so...
Should a couple of us go out and look for them, or stay here?
That's what
Now,
I am trying to say.
I've never heard of a walking saint, was it? But isn't a Jessica essentially a special forces vampire?
Yeah, think that, but the opposite. And that's what the Walking Saint is. He's
Like
not a vampire.
A baby vampire?
No,
Or-
not a vampire at all. He's one of those priest guys.
Kind of like in terms of alignment, they're more with the god than they are with the cane.
The left-handed god goes, it is simply one of the strongest men in the faith that we currently have. 1 of 4.
As he says that, I walk out in just my towel, and I'm like, "Oh shit, costumes!" And then and the towel falls off, and I just start leaping.
Thank
Oh my god, Day, why are you
For
naked?
that amazing entrance, there is whatever costume you'd like there to be for you to wear.
Excellent.
Yeah, right? Can you please describe to me what you wear?
I'm gonna do those acid wash tattered jeans
Yeah, they are there.
with I'm gonna do
It's been a production of hair, apparently.
Yep.
a wife beater and a sleeveless jean jacket
All there.
and some kick-ass combat boots
All right.
with steel-toed.
Not steel-toed, but because they wouldn't have, why would they have a steel-toed boot?
Stagehands.
Oh, that's okay. There you go.
Stagehands have them.
You know,
I
what?
wear steel-toed boots.
Cool. There you go.
So some steel-toed
steel-toe boots, no problem.
nice work boots,
Sure.
and a couple of leather bracelets.
All right.
I turn around, I'm wearing the exact same thing as Day.
I
Oh, shit.
spike my hair up.
Yeah.
I start getting undressed. Anna, I gotta change.
Here, let me pick you out something that's really pretty, that's got some sparkle.
Just a bunch of naked
Oh.
vampires
Yeah,
right?
right.
in the middle of the room.
Jake is just going, you guys have oddly strange priorities. This is We are on a little bit of a
Are
time.
you jealous? Would you like a costume?
Did you see what I was wearing?
This
You really
is
want me to
true.
show
I
up
did.
to your place?
I
You got a good
smelt
sense of
you,
smell, right?
Yes,
Yeah, you want me to-
I prefer this.
and I'm
Alright.
covered in squid blood, so.
Alright.
Squid
Change,
blood? What are you
change.
talking about squid blood
Oh,
for?
see, so what had happened was.
There's big off squid.
Uh-huh.
Different from snake, though. This is now squids.
Big portal on the side of a building, big squid coming out of it. They stabbed a woman in the heart.
Unbelievably horrifying, really.
You hear Cerberus
And then
go,
this
"Ruff!"
kid named Cerberus Rex, which I guess they allowed for some reason.
You guys are bullshitting me, aren't you?
No, big squid. It was large.
A squid.
You
Show
know,
her
like
the-
calamari. Just like one portion feeds everyone.
Give her the book.
Like hands you the book. It's you have. Do you want to open it or not?
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Careful with that. I had to stab somebody in the heart to get it.
Oh, that's old news.
Yeah, La Sombra and Blood Magic are different. You guys are pulling from different places, but you have dabbled into darkness, especially some of your things into looking after like obfuscate, and so you're able to decipher. Actually, can you give me a occult and intelligence roll?
Oh, it's my biggest roll. 4.
I told you
5,
guys
6,
social is going to
7,
become way
8.
more important.
That's why I was using
Yeah.
charisma and stuff. I wanted to do a charisma roll because I have 4 in it.
What? Uh-oh. I've lost one.
It's okay. There's more.
Oh no, we don't have any more dice.
All right.
All right. 1, 2, 3. I've got 2 of those that are not right, so let's get rid of 2 of those, and I got to roll 1 of these. And that's another canceled one, so I got nothing.
Nothing. Okay, so you are aware that this is La Sombra, but other than just looking into obfuscation, which multiple people have, different clans have obfuscation, you know it has to do with darkness, but you're not equated with the way that they do their math. You know what I mean? Like
Is
the
it
sign.
obfuscation?
Yes.
Can I take a look at that?
You can.
Because I have 3 in obfuscate.
Okay.
So I might
Uh,
be able to pick
Sure.
something up.
I'll take your obfuscate and intelligence. You wouldn't maybe. This is a whole different language, so.
Yeah.
But maybe you'd understand the principles, something behind it. Go ahead
Yeah.
and see. I'll tell you what you know about.
So
it.
obfuscate, just obfuscate, or
No, obfuscate and
Intelligence.
wits. No, because this
Wait,
is
intelligence.
intelligence. Obfuscate and intelligence. That's fine.
Yeah, it's gibberish to me.
Yeah.
Worth a shot. I'm like, I grab it. I'm like, well, it was dark. What language is
Yeah,
this?
right. It's like a painting. Yeah, it's all Greek to you.
What?
But you do.
Anna, what does it say?
You know enough about it to know that it's dealing with not just making something become invisible in this world. It's about bringing darkness from another one. But that's about it. You can't really grasp. But
Yeah.
you know it's the Sombra.
Yeah, this is Swiss. What is this?
It's about a lot of really dark things. That's about all that I can say, really.
Now that's punk.
I mean, that's a pretty heavy topic.
Rasputin, do you know anything about this?
I've read the book. Yeah,
Of course.
it's
of course.
it's not a beginner's guide, but like intermediate for the dark version of La Sombra.
That was intermediate?
You should see them when they're pissed off. The top are more than just tentacles.
Okay,
I thought
so
all the Lasombra were dead.
Well, there are some.
Surprise!
Yeah.
No, they're not.
well, at least one more. So killing her was a good idea.
Of course.
I would assume.
Well, there was some on Camarilla's side for a while. I was under the impression, like 1 or 2 maybe at the top still existed, but most of them were in Sobat. So
But they would be more powerful than this, is what you're saying, if it was one of them.
if they're still alive, I'm surprised you were able to kill it with knife.
Have they joined the Setites, do you think?
Well, first of all, it was a silvered knife, and also I kind of bum rushed her.
Well, then.
And
this is
Danika
good.
fought
Yeah,
the
you came out of nowhere. Where were you?
invisible, bro.
I hate when you do that.
It's actually oddly enough, Boris talks. He's like, if there is anyone left from clans we don't know, it's probably good choice that they're going to be on the other side, or they would have been part of Camarilla already.
Yeah, that would make sense.
That little boy that you still haven't asked his name of, he goes, "That's not track true."
Wow, what
Yeah.
is that?
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
brought
Anna,
you.
I thought you would like him.
I brought you a present.
Yeah, right.
What's he talking about?
He's a little snack.
He's over at your big hourglass and is attempting to try to turn it the other way.
Don't touch it, don't touch it, don't
Like-
touch it!
oh
I
my-
smack his hands.
Like, that's not called for.
Naughty boy.
He's like, I'm not little pipsqueak. Probably older than you are, that is.
God, don't think so. Look at you.
He's like, what size does it matter all the time? What?
Okay.
I'm 87.
87, that's it, you are still a baby.
I'm also the last of my line, and I don't happen to be none of this Sabat business y'all
Last
talking
of your
about.
line. What? Who are you?
I am a Ravenos. So, hey, I'm a Ravenos.
I mean, I'm hungry too.
Ravnos.
No, Ravenos. It's
Yeah, it's pronounced ravenous. Your accents, guys.
No,
I
it's
swear.
Ravnos, guys. Come on, haven't you heard of them?
Have you?
Yeah, Dante knew all kinds of shit.
Oh, you actually listened? I just assumed because you
Sometimes.
jumped into the throat of a god and don't understand what most stuff is. I'll be over here.
I mean, I know a bit about the vampires.
Does anybody have a cigarette?
Oh yeah, here, I took these from you on the plane.
Oh my god, I hate you.
actually, if you remember, the little kid had like a gold cigarette case that he also hands up, but you can take his or.
I'm gonna take the kids. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
You can keep those.
Do you have any
I
of those
really didn't wanna
special
give him to you
cigarettes in
anyways.
there?
Oh, in this one?
I'm just asking because I'm
Probably.
kind of curious.
I
There.
will roll a percentage die for you.
Actually, a couple episodes ago, I did say at least one of them.
You see 3 of them left.
One of
You-
them is laced.
Yep, you pick one, and you don't get the laced one. There are 2 left now, so you're down to 50-50.
Oh,
I rolled a 1, so.
All right, Anna. Well, this one seems fine. If you want to pick one of these other two,
no, it's fine. We better save it. We might be sitting in a whole room full of a bunch of stinky, smelly dogs soon, so we better wait.
I'm smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, right.
Just like the
You-
deep.
you
just
see
like
Jake goes-
the deep inhale, just like the.
I mean, I'm
You-
sorry,
you-
Jake. It's just a force of habit. I mean, sorry.
Rasputin kind of side-eyed you. I mean, not disapproving, but just like, hey, watch it kind of way.
Hey, watch it. Yes, I know.
No words are spoken. Just pay a little respect. A, it's my friend, and B, this is a fucking werewolf.
Yes, that is a fucking
Yeah, right,
werewolf.
right.
I know.
so I want to look at this little kid. So you're a Ravnos. What's your thing? I know you all steal shit. You steal other people's pets and rename them. Is that what you do?
But you're trying to steal my hourglass.
What, you like pets? I'll show you a pet. And he goes up to Cerberus, or what he calls Rex. He goes, so you like calling him Cerberus, do you? I'll show you Rex. And he puts his nose on his snout and pulls back his hand. And as he does that, almost an exact copy of Cerberus comes. And Cerberus is just looking at it and like, as like the dog sits.
You're not
the other
supposed to
one
be able to
sits.
do that. What are you? Who are you doing magic in Anna's place?
Wait, was this a cigarette?
Oh my god, Day, did you drink your DMT?
Yeah, it's like, go on, give it a pet. And the dog walks away from Cerberus. Cerberus is not happy with all this, even with his new bow tie and his new tail.
Cerberus, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
right. He's like, me?
No,
Not me.
not you.
Yeah, right.
No mating. Okay,
Yeah.
Cerberus.
Cerberus for a second goes, mating.
No.
Yeah, right. It's pretty.
Masturbation.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Advanced masturbation.
Yeah, right. The dog walks around, and the kid seems to just be moving his hand. You can feel it when the hair brushes up against you.
I don't like that. Where'd you learn to do that?
Oh, like I said, I'm the last of my kind, I am. Well, I think I am.
Well, that must be a little bit sad. Are you lonely?
I don't know. I can make all the friends I like, really, honestly.
Well, I mean, like literally, I suppose.
It's more of illusions. Stuff I do don't really stick around very much long.
Well, then that must be lonely.
Yeah, but you can always make a new friend with enough blood.
I suppose so.
I thought Ravnos didn't do magic.
It's not the magic. It's an illusion. The dog doesn't actually exist. It just exists in your head. That's why you can feel it and such.
How are you doing that?
So, for example, the dog can't open the door. I can just make it like the door opened and he walked out. But if you ran to the door would be closed.
You know, I understand the concept, but how are you doing that?
That's just the way that our people do it.
Yeah.
Like the same idea of like, how can you move so fast? And how can you disappear the way she does?
I disappear.
So how the shit he does this? I don't even know what your kind does, but I'm sure it's nothing nice, princess.
Whoa.
Don't insult my friend in her place.
Right? That's not very nice.
I'm just saying, it's not a normal thing to know how the other person does it. You just know how to play the piano that you play.
Don't touch my piano.
It's not a problem. And he puts out his hands, and where he sits down appears to be like another version of your piano, and he just starts playing it.
That's fine. It's a copy, I suppose.
That's the way you like to feel about it.
Little punk.
You confused my dog. I don't like that.
He
As he's playing the piano, I'm gonna pop up next to him and pat his head like, I'm gonna call you Oliver.
That'd be fine if you'd like to.
Yep.
Name's just an illusion anyway.
Oh God, Lawrence.
Like Lord just looking at him, and he's like, I kind of like him. I don't know. Can you teach me that? And they start to get into.
Are you guys going to adopt him?
Oh, I was
Yeah.
gonna say adopted son.
It's
Oh, so
like,
cute.
I mean, like Lawrence does get down, and they're having a conversation. It doesn't seem to be condescending from Lawrence because now they're talking theory. You know, like I don't know what happens. I know it's not like that for us at all. And you can just hear conversations of everything going.
Oh, Lawrence, I had a question.
Lawrence.
No, I did not break his arm.
I have another question. I have a second question. That's gonna take a while to heal.
Yeah.
But couldn't you manipulate the time on your arm to heal it?
I can manipulate what happens in time.
Yeah, but I
To
mean, it was
heal
part
a
of the timeline.
to heal a arm. I mean, would take a couple months.
What if you gave him some blood day?
No, instead of taking,
That's
no, don't
probably would
don't
work
go
faster.
I was gonna say don't go forward, go backwards with your arm to
Well,
before it
that's
broke.
A couple hours.
Yeah, we're talking.
I mean, it's more likely I could do that.
We can give it a
I
shot.
just have to bring
Wouldn't it be
back
easier
the
just to
arm
give him
with
some
me.
blood?
You know, sometimes I just want to see if he can do things on his own. He's an independent man. He's the
I
time pope.
I look at Anna and I whisper, I'm like, you know, I really thought that wasn't the question. I thought he was gonna ask to be boyfriends and if they could adopt the kid.
I mean,
Look, he's.
I just think that would be easier. It's
Yeah,
not
but
going to cost anybody
we
anything.
need to know what Lawrence can do, and if he's an ancient time pope, I would assume he could heal his own arm. I'm just saying it's worth looking at. I don't want him to have to rely on me for everything, and I don't want to rely on him for everything.
What is now named Oliver, because you guys are really original.
That was the joke. That's why I thought he'd be offended.
Yeah,
Because
right.
Rex is original for a
Yeah,
dog.
that's true.
That's kind of why I did it. I was like, I'll name you Oliver.
Yeah, right. So he's
What was his real name?
Jacob.
I thought
Jake
it
and
was Pip.
Jacob.
I thought it was Pip.
Well, no, it was Jacob.
All right.
Oh, Pip? Yeah, real original.
That's why I changed it to Jacob.
Yeah, yeah. Well, now it's
We got
Oliver.
Jake and
Yeah.
Jacob
Yeah.
and Oliver.
Jake and Oliver.
Jake's an actual person.
Yeah.
I didn't make up Jake. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Hey Jake, shout out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I just want to see if Lawrence is able to manipulate wounds on himself as kind of like what we would do as like a healing, like a rest almost.
Sure. He's gonna give that a go. You see Oliver do sit down, intense on this. You know, he doesn't do the same kind of stuff, but he does manipulate the fabric a little bit, so he's very interested. You see Jake King take an interest. You know, they may not like vampires, but there's nothing really wrong with people that touch the weave. You know.
I look around like, yeah, take a picture.
And Jake still doesn't really know what to make of you. He got 2 successes. He focuses in and takes his hand out of the splint. You can see the break. It's not through the skin or anything, but you can see the swelling.
And then it's a little distorted looking.
And he wraps his hands around where that break is. And you can see a light pouring in between his fingers, the redness, like as if something was there. He kind of sways for a second and coughs, tenses his hand, and he takes it back, it's still very bruised, but he's able to open and close the hand that was the hand that was broken. It's like, well, that's a little better, but
It doesn't look broken.
he goes, it's fine. And then as he does that, you can see his hand flash for a second, and that makes his eyes pop. And but it comes back, not nearly the same kind of phasing that he was dealing with. It's like, well, that's that may be a really useful trick later on.
See, Anna, you got to experiment sometimes.
Did you not just see it was doing the thing that he was doing before when we had to do the thing that made you how you are now?
Yeah, but look at him. He's fine now.
Yeah, but maybe it would have been easier on him if you would have just given him some blood. Or
Rasputin-
I could have given him some blood. Or Rasputin could have given him some blood.
Rasputin, back me up here.
I'm not expert on time magic. I just don't know. He's supposed to learn from little kid how to do the things. It's like he's starts on expert level 27. You know, he's learning as he goes.
Yeah, that's what I want to. I just kind of want to
Yeah,
be there.
there's no. I mean, like he may explode, sure, but I mean, like, yeah, you won't know until you do it.
All right, well, Day, it's really cool that your boyfriend's fixed, but my boyfriend's still missing.
One, you don't have a boyfriend. Two, I don't have a boyfriend.
Right.
Right.
Would
I
you-
take a hit of my cigarette.
yeah, right. He's like, so are
I mirror
we?
Day with my cigarette.
Are we done here or?
Yeah, Lawrence, you gonna be okay with that, or do you wanna? You wanna feed? I know that. I know you've got
I
some
don't know.
vampiric
I
stuff
don't know
in
if
you.
I feed.
See, I don't know this stuff either.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If I want to feed, I'll
Yeah.
it'll be like a game time decision thing.
Yeah.
You could have just given him
But you
some
can-
blood.
but you can
You
use your
found
hand.
a bunch of
Speaking about
questions.
Anna, do you have any snacks?
I mean, it's been so long and none of my people apparently
Yeah,
live
like
here.
You don't have a fridge?
And Philip goes, snacks. We have snacks.
Thank
And
God.
Comes down with a bunch of blood bags.
Oh, good, because I had like 2 hunger.
Yeah, right. Fill up, guys. After more general conversation, getting to know the 2 new people.
Would that put my health back?
Yes.
Two
because you
points
can
of
take-
superficial
that's
damage.
Fine. That's fine. You can do 2. You can cure up to 4.
Okay.
I thought blood bags only gave you half unless you were a blood.
It is
that was
half,
your
but for
feeding
me it's
type.
full.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you could heal up to 2.
yeah.
So you're okay
Yeah.
either way.
Cool.
Yeah.
But as a bagger, that I didn't take any damage, luckily.
Right,
But
right.
if
You
I
could have
I,
filled
I
it up.
could have
Yeah.
fully.
And we may even-
before we leave, I'm gonna go to Vol. Like, the best part about the end of the world is no one's gonna look twice when you walk down the street.
I don't just wear it for them. I didn't always look like this. I was an actor, but someone didn't like my talent, so they made sure I couldn't be on the stage anymore.
Hey, you don't look that bad.
I do appreciate that, and that's
I
quite kind.
have seen much worse in the slums of Las Vegas. Let me just say, some of those dudes, it's like just like a sack of wrinkles
Yeah.
walking around.
He takes off his glove, and it's just very corpseous, green. It seems that his gloves probably were perfumed of some sort. Now that you're this close, when he takes off the glove, a stench of rotten corpse does permeate from him.
Okay, so not that much worse, but I have seen worse.
And he puts back on the glove. It reminds oneself that the personality makes the person. But every once in a while you need to bring on a face that more people can be connected to. If that is the
You
mask of
say-
a clown,
You
as
say,
I'm wearing
put
now.
on a face. Can you put on a face?
Of course, all my kind can.
Oh, we have something in common.
That might come in much use in the next coming days.
Yeah, let's if we need to do any kind of counter spying or what have you, just let me know. I'm really good at getting around stuff.
Well, it'd be nice not to be just the rat in the hole by myself for once. Having
tell
some
me
help
about
would be
it.
useful.
It's my place, not the hole.
Oh God.
What do you see? Anyway, I don't know what. Did she really mean it by signing a rent? And you guys, this is what you guys are talking about as you
Like, oh,
follow.
absolutely. You're
yeah.
like,
Wait, Anna, we
absolutely.
never decided what to do about Jesse. and the walking saint? Are we gonna leave them?
We're going to leave them a note because the king guys gave them a map. So we're going to write a little note and we're going to put XOXO signed love all of the hearts Danika with a little eye over the, the little heart over the eye for Jesse. And we'll say, P.S. Don't forget the walking saint.
Okay.
That's all the entire note just says.
Exactly
Dear
that.
It's just a
I mean,
picture of a
yeah.
map and then exactly that.
Yeah, right.
P.S.
That's wonderful. Yeah, and you guys are all having these conversations in the groups as you're walking. Like you see that Jake and Rasputin are friends, and it's odd you never heard about this guy.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Keeping secrets.
That's what he does best.
So rude. I mean, it might be in his books.
Ooh, Anna, you want to see a cool trick?
Yes.
Are there like fire escapes on the buildings
You guys are.
on the street we're walking down?
Yeah. Yes, there are.
Cool. Can I use my grappling hook fan and swing from fire escape to fire escape like Spider-Man?
I don't think that you didn't. First of all, I think you would need 2 fans. Second of all,
Also, remember that you just the crazy. I don't know if you'd want to bring in that kind of attention.
Okay.
I mean, like, I'm not going to tell you no, but if you do make a bad roll, I will punish you for it.
All right, I'll wait till next time.
Yeah, okay.
And that's what we're going to call it for this episode of Vampires and Vitae. We hope you are enjoying what we're doing and how we're doing it. A couple of ways you can interact with us, Facebook and Twitter. Vamps and Vitae on Twitter. Of course, Vampires and Vitae on Facebook. And we are on Reddit as well if you want to find us there. Thanks so much for sticking with us through this journey. We appreciate it as we continue to evolve and grow. We hope to hear from you more and more. After all, it's a community that we are trying to build all together, all at once, for all of us misfits to hang out in. So until next time, stay safe, and remember, always take a big bite out of life.